Hey guys, it's Jacqueline, and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. Today's video, I'm very excited to be bringing to you because I'm really happy with it. So these are beach huts in Sulani. They're like tropical island huts. I don't know if there's an exact name for them, but I saw some pictures of these kind of huts on Pinterest, and they just looked so cool. I really wanted to build them. I've had them on my list of like things to build for a very long time, but I just never got around to it because I constantly like sort of add smaller projects onto my list of things I want to build, like little cottages and dumb stuff like that. So I never get around to doing big things like this, because this, although it may seem like tiny builds, lies and deception, because it is actually 3 whole houses. Wow. And admittedly they're only 1 bedroom, but like they're still, it took a lot out of me. You know how I am with furnishing, okay? You know that it takes me a while to furnish things, and so this took a while. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I hope you guys like them too. I don't know if I said this already, but I think I'm planning, or in my mind, they're vacation huts. I don't imagine people live in these full time. Of course, they could if they wanted to. This location specifically in Sulani is kind of like a private island area, so I thought that was a really cool idea to like have these sort of like, maybe someone owns the island and they built some huts here. You can stay in them. I feel like usually people would only have like 1 house on a private island, so like 1 vacation house or whatever, but I just decided to do 3 because that's the build I wanted to do, and this was the area I wanted to do it in, and etc, etc. And plus the lighting on this specific lot, gorgeous, beautiful. Oh my god, the sunsets in Sulani, one of the prettiest times and worlds in the entire game, in my humble personal opinion. But I play, listen, I play the game a lot, okay? I've seen a lot of different lighting and a lot of different lots, so I can tell you this is very good. If you don't have Sulani, by the way, Island Living, I'm sorry, I don't mean to rave about it, but I'm raving about it. It's really good. So I don't know, I feel like every time I build in Sulani, because recently I've been building more here. I think I started in July. I did a few builds here recently, and I don't usually build that much in Sulani because we've discussed this before. When it first came out, I actually had my channel when it first came out. Yes, I'm doing this for a while, but I wasn't really like familiar with the build style at all, and so it made me so uncomfortable to build here because I just didn't like know what I was doing, you know. So I didn't want to do anything wrong or like make something that didn't look good. I was deeply insecure about my builds, right? So I was like, I can't build in Sulani because I'm gonna make something and it's gonna look terrible, and then everyone's gonna hate me. So I didn't ever, but then I tried this summer, the whole summer after it originally came out, and wow, gorgeous pack, gorgeous world. I just love everything about it, honestly. So, you know, you get nothing but praise from me for Island Living. I really enjoy this pack, at least the build aspect of it, which is of course what I do here. The whole, you know, gameplay thing, not really my thing. So there's that, and I just really, 10 out of 10. Sulani is such a beautiful world. I can't even, and I already said this, but I just must reiterate to you, the sunsets, oh my lord, just, it's so pretty, and like the purple sky. There's just few worlds in the game that look so pretty at sunset. One of them is the island in Windenburg. That looks really gorgeous at sunset. Brindleton Bay is beautiful during the sunset. It depends on what place you're in, but if you're in the right places in Brindleton Bay, it's so pretty at sunset. Sulani, obviously, literally all of Sulani, although you have to be on a lot where the light hits properly on the front of the lot, or else it doesn't work, where it doesn't like look as good, but it still looks really pretty, of course. And I can't think of where else right now. Oh, there's this one specific neighborhood in Newcrest as well. So that's your base game one. If you only have the base game, build on that like row of lots in Newcrest. Those are really pretty too. So anyway, the style for these huts, I'm not really, like I said, sure what it's called or like what it actually is, because this was kind of just based off of a picture that I saw, and I just was like, wow, those are really pretty, I want to build them. So I don't know, but they look pretty tropical to me, so there's that. But I'm just calling them probably huts, like island huts or something, Sulani huts. But basically how I made them, this is kind of weird. So the first one, the middle one, I did the thing where you like put a building on top of another building and then delete the bottom building and raise down the second level so that it's like hovering over the floor, but it looks like it's on the floor. And then I don't know why I did that, because with the other two I just used regular foundation. But for the first one I was like, no, we're gonna be different, it's gonna be special. But I do think that kind of worked out well, because it makes it so that when you're playing on the bottom floor of the outer two, you can see, like, it's not as cluttered. Your view of the screen isn't really as cluttered because the bottom floor of the middle one goes away, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining this well or not, but I don't really know why I did that, but I think it worked out well. If it annoys you, it's pretty easy to rectify as well. I just don't really have the time or energy or willpower right now, but yeah, if you want to fix that, that's totally fine. If you intend to download these, although I feel like most of the time people that watch speed builds don't like ever download the speed builds they watch. They just watch them because they look nice. So hopefully you're watching this because it looks nice. But yeah, and then for the specific like style of each hut, since like I said, these were vacation huts, I didn't really want to do like something super lived in looking, but I did want them to still obviously have detail. That's how I furnish. I can't do it like not detailed. It's a problem of mine because I feel like I could build a lot faster if I could just be like, no, it's okay. The kitchen doesn't need to have clutter in this one, but no. So I did specific like styles for each of them. The middle one was the first one I did, probably my favorite, and I did it in a super like tropical, actually Sulani kind of style. So this is for the whoever's staying there that like really truly wants to experience the essence of Sulani and whatever, like they want to experience the island vibes. So that was the concept for the first one. And then the main color scheme for that one as well was like reddish and orange, kind of like yellow colors as well, a lot of neutrals and stuff, which I also did in my Sulani family home. So I was worried I was a bit repetitive, but I think it's okay because for the other two I went for pretty different styles. So then for the one that we're working on right now, like the windowing and stuff of, that one I did a more modern style of, and I was really happy with it as well. Although I do, like I said, I think I like the middle one better, but that one was more modern, but I still tried to sort of incorporate some islandy vibes into it, if that makes sense. And then for the third one, I sort of abandoned the tropical theme altogether because I had run out of objects from Island Living to use, and of course you can recreate that style using only the base game, but I wanted to do kind of like your typical beach house that like you might find in Brindleton Bay or something like that. So of course the outside is not at all like that, but the inside is a little more like Western, I'd say. So that was the goal for the three of these style-wise, which I pretty much had in mind since the beginning. Like I had planned it out since the beginning what style I wanted to do in each of them. But hopefully you guys like those. Let me know which one is your favorite if you want to. I always feel dumb asking questions like that, 'cause I'm like, let me know what's your favorite in the comments below. But I really do like the middle one particularly. Of course I like all of them because I built them. Sorry, I'm kidding. Duh, obviously kidding. But this is a long video, so I'm already rambling. Sorry. I really should have known. Like, I don't know why I chose to do this video because it's long. Now I'm stressed and crunched for time a bit. We're only 7 minutes in. Oh lord, I still have to record like 27 minutes of this voiceover. It's fine. Because, well, obviously I furnished 3 individual houses, so naturally it's going to be a lot longer than my usual speed builds would be, so that was not something I planned out very well because I don't have that much time right now, but I don't think I really have that much time ever. So, you know, if I'm gonna do the thing, I might as well do the thing. But we're just on that 2-day upload grind. This is also not a very heavily edited video either because I didn't want to watch I didn't have time to watch the whole thing, to edit the whole thing, so I'm just kind of going for it. I hope there's no lulls or anything in the footage. At this point, I had edited it because I didn't include all of the landscaping and stuff. I just felt like it was a bit repetitive. So I did cut out some stuff after this and before this, but I stopped around the second house, I think, because I was like, just record the voiceover, it'll be fine, right? So hopefully you guys don't mind that it's you know, a little less edited than usual. I don't know. I tend to regret actually how much I edit my videos usually because I feel like some people just leave their entire video to go all the way through, but also those people are literally, that's not the right word, usually a lot more decisive than me, and I tend to like go through stuff sometimes, like filter through options like, what's the right chair to use here? I don't know, and then I just like spend literally like a minute, and I'm being over dramatic. Don't click off the video because you're scared of me spending a minute trying to pick a chair, but I do sometimes do stuff sort of like that, where I just spend a really long time trying to pick a specific object to use or something, and it's just not really a productive use of my time when it doesn't really matter that much, but, you know, that's okay. So I hope I didn't do that too much. I remember these flowing pretty well. Also, the third one, I was trying really hard to do really fast because I was doing it in my hour-and-a-half long break between my 5th period and 6th period, yeah, between my physics class and my history class. I was building the third house, or just furnishing it, I guess, but I've been working on this over like a course of 3 days, so it wasn't that much work for me each day. I mean, there was a lot. When I compiled it, I was actually really shocked because it felt like it went pretty smoothly for me. Like, I didn't have much trouble with anything, but I guess just like it is a lot to build. Like, there's just a lot of stuff going on, right? So it was like 5 hours or something like that. I think if you slowed it back down now, it would probably be about 4. I cut out a fair amount of stuff, but I don't know. It's fine. It's totally fine, right? I mean, I feel like it's okay to have a long video as long as all of the stuff in it is necessary, right? It's like long essays. Like, it's fine to have a long essay as long as all the stuff in your essay is necessary. Why am I thinking about essays right now? I don't want to think about essays right now. Anyway, so basically, I don't know, like I said, this one flowed very well. I didn't feel like I was spending a lot of time on it, but I was. Also, I've gotten out of my builder's block, so that's really positive, very good. I'm very glad about that because I was having such terrible builder's block for literally like a month or something, and it was really bad, and I was like, this is terrible because I build, right? Like, that's what I do when I get stressed, when I build. And so I was like, I don't have an impulse response to being stressed anymore because I don't want to build anymore, although I was playing a lot of Stardew Valley. I've kind of dropped off the Stardew Valley because I don't really have time for it right now. And also, in Stardew Valley, if you've ever played that game before, it's a delightful game, like a little farming game. It's very cute. But if you've ever played that game before, there's kind of a point you reach where it like becomes less based on like what you have to do, like quests and stuff, and it's more about like creating your life as a little villager in Stardew Valley. And so I kind of just stop playing whenever it reaches that point every time, even though I know that's like the fun part for most people, but I don't know. I just kind of lose steam with it, I guess, but I'll probably go back to it. I mean, we know I will, right? We know that in a few weeks I'll be like playing Stardew Valley a bunch again, but for now, I'm not really. But this was very soothing to build, very therapeutic. Of course, Sulani is so beautiful. Like, when I get stressed, I just imagine I'm in Sulani sometimes. That's a lie. I don't actually do that, but I probably should. Close your eyes and think of Sulani, right? But, although when I was taking screenshots, it stressed me out a little bit because, basically, I live in California, right? Right now, we've had some wildfires recently, like really aggressive, roaring ones and such, so our entire landscape is kind of wild and destroyed right now. We've had really poor air quality for like the past whatever, I don't know how long, but it's been a while. We've had really poor air quality, and so I kind of was like, wow, Sulani, so nice, and like the air is clean in Sulani, right? But then when I was taking screenshots, I looked up at the sky, and this was just because, like I said, the sunset is so pretty, but the sky was this bright red color in Sulani. And now I'm going to tell you a story about when I woke up this morning and I saw the bright red demonish glow coming out of my window. It was scary. I was like, oh my god, because the smoke has kind of been clearing. I guess it was not in the mood to go away completely, so it really made its revival today. And we are encased currently in this big orange thick fog, which is just stressful, and frankly it scares me because it's like yellow/orange/red outside at all hours of the day. So that was kind of distressing. It like genuinely, it's been dark all day. Okay, it's like there's clouds, but they're like super clouds, and they're just over the entirety. Like, it's not even the kind of dark you experience when it's like raining or something. It's genuine darkness. So that's creepy, and a bit of a dun 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 kind of thing going on there. But it's fine, I guess, right? I just listened. Okay, I took that screenshot in Sulani, and I was like, oh my god, the red sky. It's a little too real. So there was that. It's fine though, right? I don't know. I mean, we'll be fine. Actually, I'm not complaining about the fog though. I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise right now, or smoke, I should say. And blessing in disguise probably is not the right thing to call it, considering that the cause of it was fires which have displaced people from their homes and stuff. However, we were having a really bad heat wave, like the last 2 days before the smoke descended on us, and that was kind of miserable as well. It's also, okay, we have AC in my house, but my family, my dear parents, who just like to conserve energy and be responsible citizens and whatever, have refused to turn it on because they are, you know, conserving energy and being responsible citizens. And now everybody I know has their air conditioning on if they have air conditioning, but not us, because we're just, you know, no, God forbid that we put on our air conditioning because we're making such a difference right now. Sorry, I'm being sarcastic. Can you see though where I get my whole like, oh god guys, I can't buy from Amazon because I just don't agree with their moral policies, I got it from my parents, but they still buy from Amazon, so it seems unfair to me. They still get to do the convenient stuff, and they're not living in the unbearable heat that is my room. I know I complain about this a lot, but my room is so hot compared to the entire rest of the house, and they didn't understand my pain. They didn't at all. But it's okay, because my fan was working at least. My fan was broken for like a large majority of the summer, and they wouldn't turn on the air conditioning ever, so I was miserable, but that's okay. Anyway. The fog is really a thing that's happening right now, and overall I'm just a little stressed. I don't know if you can tell, I might be talking pretty fast, I can't really tell, but I'm just, stressed. It's fine, but they told me the workload would be hard, and I didn't believe them. I mean, I believed them, of course, but I was like, I'll be fine, I can handle it, and I can't handle it, probably. I've been working a lot, and I don't mind even, because, like, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Like, I'm having a good time with stuff, and frankly, I prefer to be, like, doing stuff all the time as opposed to, like, not doing stuff all the time. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, oh lord, I might not actually be able to finish that. Like, even if I'm constantly working, I might not be able to do everything that I need to do, which is just sort of a distressing thing to think about. But we're fine. I have an essay to write. It's currently 6:35 p.m. It's due at midnight, so I'll be fine because I've written an essay on this exact topic before. Would you like to hear about it? Yes, you would? Okay, great. So my lit teacher, dear old guy, Mr. Bagels, we talked about him in my last video. He was like, okay, we're going to assign you an essay, and it's going to be a group essay, right? Which basically just meant we brainstorm our ideas on the topic, it was a speech by Malala. If you don't know who she is, what are you doing? Watch the speech. It was her 16th birthday address to the UN, I think, and it's a really good speech. It's very moving, and but I've been reduced to analyzing it, and therefore I don't really find it that moving anymore. I'm just looking for the rhetorical devices, but basically, we were supposed to brainstorm like our concepts for the essay that we're writing with our group, which is good and well, right? But then we didn't have enough time to do that in class, so instead we wrote our personal essay first, like our own essay without the help of our group, and then we like came back and then brainstormed with the group, and now we're writing a second essay like with the group. But you still write your own essay, it's just based on the group's ideas instead of only your ideas, which I just find dumb because I already know, like I already know what I think the core themes and stuff of it are, so obviously I'm just going to write that again. I mean, I have taken in what the group has said as well, but we're all confused about how to write the essays because Mr. Bagels didn't teach us properly. So I don't mean to be mean to Mr. Bagels either. He seems like a great guy, except that he hasn't given us feedback. We've written 2 essays so far, and we haven't gotten feedback on either of them, which is reasonable, of course, because he has a lot of students, but it's also like we keep getting assigned new essays, and we don't know what we did wrong on the other ones, so we can't really improve. Do you see what I'm saying there? It's a bit of a mess, but it's all good. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambling so much. I don't have time to restart this, so we're just gonna go all the way through. But I'll write my essay, it'll be fine. I know for the, like, actual AP test, which is a long way, oh my god, a long way away, because it's in May, I think. On that, I'm gonna have like 45 minutes to write an essay, so I should probably practice with the whole crunch time thing, but I just don't usually do this. Like, I don't leave stuff to the last minute ever. That's a thing my friends do. I have like 2 friends. They both do that all the time. It stresses me out so much because they'll text me and they'll be like, LOL, my essay's due in 30 minutes and I'm starting it, and I'm like, oh my god, why are you doing this to yourself? Because you could just do it ahead of time. You'd be fine, But I guess they enjoy the rush. See, I know there are people that work better under pressure, and I feel like I might be one of them, but also I just get so stressed out when I'm under pressure, which is probably why I work better, because I don't really like let myself get distracted and stuff. But is it worth it to experience the stress? Probably shave years off of my life, I don't know. So that's a thing to think about. I don't like leaving stuff to the last minute, but I think it'll be okay because, like it's fine. It's still, realistically, I'm just getting stressed out because like I don't like to think about not having like as much time as I could possibly need, but I have still like 5 hours, so it'll be okay. But there's the essay thing, and then this is the main thing that's stressing me out. Choir. So I have a choir teacher, right? Choir director, whatever. He's a great guy. He's very nice, very peppy, and he's old, so there's that. He doesn't really understand anything about like the technology right now, which is obviously rough on him because we're doing online school because we're in a pandemic. Wow. And so he doesn't really understand like anything, and also it's choir, so it's kind of like a weird thing to be doing online. But there's this like basically the concept is that we all learn a song together, send him videos of us singing it, and then like he's gonna work with some kind of audio person to like patch them all together so that we have like virtual choir songs. I guess it's kind of weird, but it's like an interesting concept, right? But the instructions on, oh no, I'm pausing. I'm so sorry. I'll cut this out. You guys don't know that I'm pausing, but I did just pause right there. But the instructions for how to do this are like basically very convoluted and confusing, and they have changed much over like the week that we've been trying to figure this out, because this is our first one, so it's kind of taking us a really long time to like figure out how to do it and stuff. We're supposed to download an app and then record our video on the app, but in order to record your video, you need to get sent a link and then record it, like click on the link then record it. But also you have to use like headphones, like wired headphones, to record your video, and I don't have wired headphones that work with my phone because I always break headphones, so I have AirPods now. This was like, my parents were like, okay, we're not going to let you keep buying new headphones because you break them like every other day. So, you know, it was probably a more cost-effective alternative for me in the long run to get AirPods, but that's irrelevant. Anyway, basically, the issue is that I don't have the necessary supplies, so I'm going to attempt to record it from an iPad, but also, like, it's just a mess, you know? I'm stressed about that. And it's due today, right? Like, we have to finish these videos by today because they're being patched together with people from other schools as well, so it's not just like an us thing, it's a bunch of people thing. And so if we don't get all of our videos in by today, then we aren't part of the whole virtual choir whatever. But then I haven't been sent this link yet that I need to click to record, and he has to send it like, I don't know, I guess he has to send it like once one person records, then he sends it to the next person for like your entire vocal section. So like, I'm an alto, so once it's my turn on the list of altos to go, then I get the link sent to me, but I don't know when that's gonna be. I might be deep in the middle of my essay, I might be in the zone, so I won't be able to record, you know? Whew. And also my voice is a mess today, but that's just a whole other thing. So overall, I'm a little stressed about that. Choir in general, very stressful time. I don't think I ever did my like choir rant, but I have a lot of thoughts about choir right now because I have 0 friends. Well, in general, but mainly in that class is what I'm referring to right now. I don't have that many friends in choir, and by don't have that many, I mean I have none. And that sounds like an exaggeration because I know sometimes like, oh guys, I have no friends, but I mean I have like, you know, a few friends, but I really mean in choir I have no friends. And that may sound like not a big deal to you, but it's a very big deal to me because there's like, okay, so basically I'm a junior, and so there's a like senior choir, right? And then there's like a junior and sophomore choir, and all of the sophomores that were in the junior and sophomore choir with me last year, even the ones that I like got to know and stuff, like they all either dropped choir or they couldn't do it because it conflicted with their schedule a little bit. So there's like 4 other juniors in choir, and they're all really close to each other, like they're all really good friends, and I'm not friends with them. They don't like me. Well, I don't know if they don't like me. That might be untrue, but it's just like a clique, you know? So I can't really like get into that group, even if I wanted to, and so it's stressful. And I'm just like, what do I do there? Because it's not that big of a deal right now because it's virtual, but in real life, choir is a very social class. Like, you have to be friends with people in choir to enjoy it, because otherwise you just spend a lot of time sitting around doing nothing. And like, especially during concerts and stuff. Oh, here's a fun story. Oh boy, this is kind of embarrassing, but like, bear with me. Just, it has a point, I promise. So, basically, there was a concert that we were having, our like December concert, right? And it was really actually a very cool concert, like all of the songs I really liked and stuff. But the way that concerts work for my choir is like, you have to be there for like 8 hours, okay? Like, it's a whole day. Not a whole day, but it's a very large time commitment. It usually happens after school, so you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, I have no time to do my homework. It's very stressful. But on top of that, you have to be there for 8 hours, and it's completely unnecessary because in reality you spend like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes rehearsing and like actually an hour performing and something like that. So it's kind of like, why am I spending this much time here? But they do the whole like, oh, you have dinner with your choir thing, and you like spend a lot of time walking from place to place for no reason whatsoever. And so that whole ordeal is like a bit stressful for me. I just don't like it because I don't like unplanned time where I have to spend in public, because like, I feel like I have nothing to do, and I feel like everyone's like has stuff to do and they have friends and stuff. And I had last year a friend in choir, so I was like fine because I could talk to her, right? Or at least like stand with her, and so I wouldn't be alone even if we were being completely silent, which is still awkward, but like less awkward because you're not like all alone, you know? But then this dear friend of mine had to miss our winter concert, and so naturally I had a bit of a breakdown about it. I don't mean to like trivialize breakdowns, but like crying, you know, couldn't breathe, that kind of thing. It was fun, but basically I couldn't go because I was freaking out because I there was no one there that I knew and no one I could talk to, and like I said, 8 hours that I would literally have to spend like being alone but with people, so there would be people around me, right, and they would all be like talking to their friends and stuff. I would be sitting there, have nothing to do, have to like eat by myself. I just, overall, the whole thing was not good. I didn't want to do it at all, and that's such a dumb thing because it's just a choir concert. Like, calm down, go to the concert, you'll be fine. It's just 8 hours. Oh no, I'm sorry, I should have cut that out too. I'll cut that out as well. Okay, 2 things to cut out so far. I know this sounds so weird to you because you don't know that I have cut the things out, but I've just cut things out when I said, oh no, I have to cut that out. But anyway, the point that I was getting back to is that this choir concert, right, I didn't go to it because I was like, oh god, I have no friends and I can't do this. So I freaked out and whatnot. I was really scared I was gonna like fail the class, actually, because that choir concert was our final, but I said I was sick. Maybe a slight lie, but not really. I don't know. I was in no state to be performing or singing, right, because I was crying, sobbing. It was a valid miss, okay, I promise. But then the thing is that I would have had friends in choir, maybe, possibly, maybe not, but I might have had friends in choir if I had gone to this choir bonding event that was held in like October, right? So this was December. I had no friends except for my one friend that wasn't going to be there, and I was friends with her. I've known her since like 6th grade, so it wasn't really like I made this friend in choir thing. So I was freaking out, right, because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fail this event, and then I'm gonna fail because it's my final. But I didn't fail, luckily, because my teacher he didn't really grade anything, so it's fine. But basically, there was this event in October that was like a choir bonding event, right? I didn't go to that because I was like, oh my god, I don't want to go to a place where like explicitly the point is to talk to people that you don't know. Like, that stresses me out, possibly even more than like being alone stresses me out. So I didn't go to the choir bonding event thing, obviously. That was optional, but I didn't go to it. And my friend did, and so my friend had a bunch of friends, but then I didn't have any friends, and my friend wasn't going to be there, so I was like, this is really bad. So then I freaked out, and I didn't go. That's the long story short. I didn't go because I was like, oh my god, I'll have nobody there to talk to, and I'll be all alone the entire time. And this seems like a very trivial issue, I understand, but like I have nightmares about this, okay? Like, being in a place where I don't know anybody and like having to just stand alone, and it stresses me out so much. And like, I don't know, I'm a quiet person too, like, so people don't notice that I'm there, but I think they do. So then I'm like watching people walk past me and like ignore me and stuff, and I'm like, oh god, this is terrible. Like, they hate me, they must, or else they would like say hi to me, right? Which I know is not true too, because like if I see someone alone, I usually leave them alone because I assume they want to be left alone. But like, it's just a stressful experience. I don't know. So hopefully that won't happen this year. But my friend isn't in choir. I hope I said that at the beginning, or else this whole ramble wouldn't make any sense. But my one friend isn't in choir this year, and I know nobody in choir. And I'm like, oh god, once we go back to regular schooling stuff, it's gonna be stressful because I'm just gonna be all alone in the choir, not only for the regular classes, but also for these like 8-hour concert events where I have no one to talk to, and it'll be terrible, and I'll be lonely. So there's that. I'm just really stressed about that. But choir overall is a bit of a stressful thing for me. I don't know. It's weird because I really like to sing, but I feel like I've had bad experiences with choir every time I've done it, because I also did it in middle school. And in middle school, oh my god, way worse. I'm trying to think of how to like explain this properly. So everyone in middle school were brats, right? And this was exacerbated by the fact that like my middle school, like most of the kids had a lot of money and their parents didn't really regulate their money at all, which I don't know like how much this is connected to it, but like they had like no concept of privilege, right? And so this applies of course to like deeper issues as well, but I'm really talking about it in the context of like they were just very entitled people. They were like not very nice, you know? And so they basically all of the kids in my middle school were not the greatest, and this included the choir girls. And there was this one specific group of choir girls who were like the most cliquey people I've ever met in my life, and they were all good at singing, right? Or at least one of them was really good at singing, and that was the thing. She would always get solos and stuff, right? She was so rude to our teacher. Hold on. I'm not sure how I can explain how she was rude. She called him a really rude name to his face, like, constantly. And I know that might sound hypocritical of me because, like, I just called my lit teacher Mr. Bagels. But, it was, like, ruder, and it was with the direct intention of being disrespectful to him. Like, I call Mr. Bagels because, like, the irony of it all, you know? But she called this teacher, okay, basically, so his name, it was like a 1-syllable name, right? And she put E-boy on the end of it. So like, let's say his last name was like, I can't think of a good 1-syllable last name. Oh my god, this is so stressful. His last name was Ralph, okay? So she called him Ralphie Boy, okay? His name wasn't actually Ralph, but like, you get the point, right? So she called him Ralphie Boy in the most obnoxious voice ever. Oh my god. And then there's like, in general, she was so rude to him. They were all very rude to him, and it stressed me out so much because I just don't like being in classes where the students disrespect the teachers so much. Like, it really stresses me out for some reason. And then also, I was not having a great time in middle school, like, in general, so I was kind of like, bleh, I don't want to be here like all the time. And also, I was in choir, at least in 8th grade, with a girl that I kind of dropped because she was incredibly toxic and mean to me and all of my friends. And so, like, because of that, it was really awkward because also we did this thing called singing Valentine's in choir, which basically is just like you have a group and you pick a song and you all learn how to sing it a cappella, and then you like go around and deliver the Valentine to people, like a singing Valentine, you know, on Valentine's Day. And this girl was in my singing Valentine's group. I don't know how that ended up happening because I definitely didn't ask for her and she definitely didn't ask for me, but we ended up in a group together somehow. And that was incredibly stressful because oh god, that whole thing is very, very long and elaborate and I don't want to explain any of it, but that was an issue. Overall, choir, like I said, stressful time, and I'm not that good at singing either, which is a thing. Like, I just feel like being in a class that's pretty much dedicated to like being good at singing, and it's so much easier for you if you're really good at singing. Like, I'm not tone deaf or anything, you know, and I have a decent voice, I feel like, but I'm not great by any stretch of the imagination, and so it kind of like, it dampens my self-esteem to be in classes where I'm not the best, which is a terrible thing. Like, it's dumb. You can't expect to be the best at everything, and I'm not the best really at anything, but like, I just like to be the best at stuff, you know? So whenever I am, I'm kind of like, this is great. I love this so much. And whenever I'm not, I'm like, wow, this isn't fun. Of course, the goal is to improve, right? But singing is one of those things where like, you can improve technically, but if you have a good voice, you have a good voice, and if you don't, you don't, and that's kind of like the end of that, unfortunately, right? But I don't really care because like, I really enjoy it, but that's my rant about choir. So let me know what you guys think. Are you in a choir? Probably not. That's such a random thing to say, or random like kind of obscure detail of someone's life. But anyway, let's see. I have nothing else really to discuss. I'm sorry. I feel like I just talk about school a lot now, but listen, it's been a while since I've had interesting stuff happening in my life because of course like what was going on over the entire summer and quarantine, nothing really, but we're approaching the end of the build now, so I think I'm just gonna leave you here. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, you can leave a like and comment to let me know, subscribe and click the bell for notifications if you want to see more videos and get notified every single time that I upload a video. And if you like this build and want to play in it, it will be up in the gallery. My origin ID is in the description. That is all. Thank you so much for watching, and bye!